Radtel RT-950, the RT-950 tri-band, well, actually multi-band, tri-display, multi-band radio. A lot of people have asked me about this since I did the video about the Radtel 880G and the 920. Long story short, the 880G is good, the 920 is okay, but not as good. So I'm interested to see how this 950 stacks up against the other two models I've made videos for so far. Let's go. I've actually made videos for a couple other, I never released a video. I did a Radtel model, I want to say it was like an 840 or 800, so I don't know. It was like a year and a half ago, and it was so bad, it was so dirty, it was so RFI dirty, that I sent the video back to Radtel, and I'm like, I can't make a video about this radio. I can't recommend it. It's terrible. Unless you want me to make a video that says, don't buy this radio, I'm not making a video. Since then, pretty much everything I've done for 2025 has been pretty good. I bought this radio on Amazon. I'll share a link to it in the description below. You probably can't hear it right now, but it's actually receiving APRS beacons. Okay, I turned their APRS off, but it's still receiving the APRS squawk. So it's got a good but not great APRS menu. It's tri-display. It does transmit on 220, and it does receive HF, shortwave, medium wave, and whatnot. So let's take a look at the screen real quick. It's got, these two look like PTT buttons here, and if I keyed up on that right there, I'd transmit KC5 HWB. Transmitting on 144.39, haha. The side button right here is it looks like it's a bottom PTT right there, okay, but this one's actually a PTT also, which I'll show you in a second, okay. So if I've got the top band selected right there, but I key the middle PTT button, it'll key up on 444.1, KC5 HWB testing. And then if I push this button right here on the side, which does not look like a PTT, it keys the bottom band. 223.500 KC5 HWB testing. So it's got tri-PTTs along the side. I assume these two, and this one right here is how you go into HF and shortwave. So I'll show that in a second. These are probably programmable. I don't know. I haven't tried to program. This is just how it came out of the box. And that's screen protectors. That's not a screen protector. That's the overlay that comes on the screen when you pull it out of the box. There we go. All right. So tri-band, tri-display, tri-PTT buttons on the side there. It does have your standard Kenwood K connector on the side over here, and it is buttoned down by, this looks like you can flip it down, but you can't. This is a waterproof rating, IP67 or 68, whichever one it is, and it is, you have to take this screw out to get to it. So this, the top of the radio here, this is of course your volume knob, this is your channel selector knob, and that's the antenna obviously. This is the antenna that came with it. It has a SMA female connection on the antenna and an SMA male connection on the radio itself. That back in. Yeah, it's receiving APRS packets right now, but I don't have the APRS turned on. I'm going to show you that in a second. Belt clip goes on the battery itself. Has a USB-C charging port on the back of the battery right there. So if you want to charge it that way as well. So pretty good sized battery. Mini radios are these. It's about the size. It's a little bit, maybe a little bit taller than the 880G. So I don't have my 880G here with me. In fact, I took it to the hunting lease because I'm going to do some more videos with it down there. But taller, large screen, large display, and a good heavy feel to it. So far, I'm impressed. Let's go through the APRS menu. I'm going to put it on the Tiny SA and see what it looks like, and then we're going to do a power test with it. So if we go into, this is the menu, and the menu system's pretty good. We got Vox, Zone, VFO, and Channel, CT, CSS, and DSS, radio set, APRS set. We're going to go to that here in a second. Navigate it through this touchpad here. And then user key, Bluetooth, signaling, setting, reset, and about. And then it goes back to, so there's only 6 icons per menu, 2 menus, 12 icons. And then there are multiple things inside of each of those icons. We go into APRS set here. We can turn APRS off and on. I've got it off right now. I'm going to turn it on here in a second. I got GPS turned on. By default, it was off. And everything was set to metric, like meters and kilometers per hour. I went through and reset all those to standard for USA. Beacon setup, call sign, SSID, choose path. This was off by default, so I've got the path as wide 1.1, wide 2.1 right now. You can change that, obviously. User path. I can do digital here. It's got some digital settings in here that I don't quite understand. I assume that's to use through a Brandmeister repeater, but I'm more interested in using it over regular FM. Analog APRS, as it were. It's a digital signal. It's not an analog signal, but it is going over analog FM mode. Okay, repeater setting. In there, you can go to repeater setting, routing. You can tell it how to set for the digital channel repeater. I don't know how that got changed. Now it's on 144.38. I probably bumped a button. Okay. Go back in here. It's not touchscreen, so I can't do that. I keep trying to touchscreen it, but it doesn't work. Go in here. So settings in there for using through a Brandmeister repeater, which has APRS enabled. Advanced, you can go in there and do transmit delay, APRS ringer, RX pop-up. I've got that turned on. We're going to see that in a minute. I've got RX beacon clear, so you can clear that out. TNC type, it does have a KISS TNC, and it does have Bluetooth. So I'm going to probably try to use this with the APRS Droid in another video. Put a comment below if you'd like to see that. Factory settings, we can reset to factory from there. Go back one. Beacon type under advanced. Beacon type is manual or timing beacon. As for when it beacons my call sign over APRS. And then we're back to the top. So we've got 6 menus there in the APRS menu. What I don't see, okay, let me go ahead and turn this on. I'm going to turn that on, and we're on 144.39. And I think that there's I saw in here somewhere. It's not there. No, it's not there either. Okay. It's going to transmit APRS on whatever the chosen frequency is. I didn't see a place in the menu to tell it to always transmit on A, B, or C. I didn't see that, okay? What I also don't see, and now APRS is quiet, what I also don't see is a way to, okay, there it is right there, and then it pops up, N5JAT-9. I've been hearing him this morning, and then it goes away. I don't see a way to go into the message, or the station list. There's not a way, like on your Yaesu and your Kenwood radios, I can go in there and I can say, what stations have I heard for the last, I don't know, hour or day or however long it is, and it gives me a list of those stations. It also gives me a message list that I can send and receive messages. I don't see a message list, and I don't see a station list. Like, the station will pop up here on the screen for 2 or 3 seconds, then go away, but I can't go back to it. Or at least if I can't figure out a way to do it. And if there is a way to do it, it's not in this APRS set menu. There might be another menu in here. I haven't dug real deep into all 12 of these menus, but it should be, if you have a message list or a station list, it should be under the APRS menu, and it's not there. So there we go, N5JAT-9 again. So APRS seems to work, but it seems quite limited because you're missing a few key elements right there. There's N8 HRV-7. Okay, so you're missing a few key elements, a few key pieces that you need to do full APRS capability, which of course is seeing all the stations you've seen. Because if I see, oh, I know that guy, but he's 5 or 6 down on the list, you want to message him, you should be able to go into the station list, click on which one you want to message, and hit message and go. There doesn't seem to be a way to message with this thing at all. And again, if it's got a Bluetooth KISS TNC, which I have not tested yet, we're not going to do that today. I want to see how spectral, clean, and pure this thing is first. Okay, because traditionally speaking, with the exception of the 880G, most of the Radtels I've tested have been kind of dirty. The 920 was okay, but the 880 was better. So I'm going to test this on the Tiny SA, and we're going to put it on the power meter. We're going to see what it's doing. And then you guys, once again, you guys let me know if you would like to see this connected to my smartphone with APRS Droid to do some APRS Bluetooth TNC messaging, because APRS Droid is full-featured. You can do everything with it. So let's put it on the Tiny SA. Okay, we've got this set up on the Tiny SA here, and I've set it to 146.52 with an EXT with a level of minus 40 dB. I'll show you how to set that on the second one. This radio is advertised as a 10-watt radio, and I'm going to do a power test on it here in a minute, but I haven't done that yet. So we're going to do all our tests today on medium power. I'm going to go in here and go to transmit power and go to middle. Just like that. Click back, and we're going to key up at 6.52. Okay. Okay, so far so good. I like that. I like the heck out of that. That looks really good. Yeah, I do like that. Okay. No barbs in the right side over there at all. Excellent. Okay, good. Now, let's go back in here, and I'm going to say... We're going to go to Measure, Harmonic, and I'm going to say 223.5 megahertz. And then I'm going to go back into Level and EXT gain and go to minus 40 times 1. And then I'm going to go to the middle, or no, I'm going to go to the bottom band here because that's where 223.5 is. You could do it from any band, but I'm going to do it from here. I'm going to change my transmit power to middle. It's probably not a full 10 watts on 220, but we'll find that out here in a minute. Okay, now we're on 220, and I'm going to say key that there. All right, it's got a little barb as a second harmonic, which looks like it's around 446 maybe. It's down at like -30 though. It's way down there. So the number 1 right there looks good, and then now it's gone away. I've held it down long enough, it's gone away. Okay, that's it. I would still call that a clean signal. I would still call that a clean signal on the 223.5 band. 2 for 3 so far. So far, so good. I'm liking what I see so far, okay? And again, we're on middle power because this is a 10-watt attenuator here, and I don't want it to do a little bit overpower. And realistically, the 223.5 band is probably not a full 10 watts anyway, sadly. Sadly, it's probably not a full 10 watts anyway. So we're going to go back in here and go to... I've got this set on 441. Let's just go there. Megahertz. Megahertz. And then we're going to go to level. EXTEA minus 40 times 1. And we're going to go to the middle band and set it to mid power. And now we're going to transmit right there. All right, it's taking it a minute to read anything. It's got an 8th harmonic up there at like 2.9 gigahertz, but it's pretty low. It's about a -30 right now. And then the single harmonic there on the left, number 1, and that is great. I like that. I like the heck out of that. So, very good, clean-looking radio from Radtel. Maybe one of the cleanest ones so far. I don't recall exactly what the signal looked like on the 880G. I do remember it was clean. I don't remember if we tested 223 or not. I don't know. I have to go back and watch my own video. But that's a clean signal on 3 bands for transmitting from this RT-950G. Good deal so far. Excellent looking quality. A little bit lacking on the APRS menu. That's okay. Now we're going to put it on the power meter and see how close it gets to 10 watts. All right, before we get started here, I want to remind everybody that today's video is sponsored by Mezzi and Poloni coax. Mezzi and Poloni is what I have all of the radios in my shack wired with. There's a small jumper going from the radio to the meter, and then on the back of the meter, there's Mezzi and Poloni coming out. That goes to a dummy load, and then all of my HF radios in the shack are wired with M&P coax. You can save a 10% discount on everything on their website with the coupon code of HR2 Cables. Check out the link in the description below from Gigaparts. Thank you, Mezzi and Poloni, for supporting the channel. So I went through and set all of this to back to high power, okay? And I'll go into one of these and show you. Here, and transmit power there, and it's on high power. You can see at the top right there. Little out of focus on the radio, but we're focused on the meter right now. So 146.52 is where we're starting today. That's the one that's selected at the top. We're going to hit transmit, and we're at about 7.5 watts, about 7.5 watts on the 2-meter calling frequency. So we wanted to see how close to 10 watts we were getting, and it looks like it's not quite there yet. Okay, now I've switched to the middle band, 441.0. I'm going to key up again, 5.8 watts. Okay, that's pretty good right there. And then I'm going to switch to the bottom band, 223.505, because I bumped it. There we go, 223.500. We're going to key up the bottom band right there. Bottom band is keyed. Oh, wow, look at that. It says it's transmitting, but it's 0.01 watts. Let me make sure I've got the output power set correctly. Transmit power is set to high right there. Okay, and we're going to transmit again, 223.500. It's really not outputting anything at all. Okay, let's switch the top band to 223.500 just to check. Okay, now I'm on 223.500 on the top band. I'm going to key up the top PTT button. Right there. Nope, same thing. Okay, same thing. All right, so this is actually not a tri-band radio like I was thinking it was. It's advertised as multi-band because it will receive multi-bands on HF and shortwave. The 880G would transmit on 220. Now, I don't remember if I did a power test on that one or not, but we used that one at Montesano State Park in August of 2025. One guy had one of those there, and we used it to transmit on 220 to do some 220 FM simplex activations for POTA, and we also used his radio, one of 3 or 4 radios, radios. I vaguely recall checking the 880G on 6 meters, and the signal was incredibly dirty. Okay, so it's a dirty signal. It's probably not really supposed to transmit over there. But the reason we saw such a clean signal on 223.5 on this radio is because it's transmitting like 1/100th of a watt, 1/200th of a watt, or 2/100ths of a watt, I should say. 1 to 2/100ths of a watt, according to this meter here. Now, some of you might come along and say, oh, I tested on my meter, I got 10 watts. Okay, so that's one of two things. This is a brand new meter, and I've tested it against 2 or 3 other meters I have when I first got it, and it was pretty much right on. So that's probably a quality control issue coming out of China. You might get one radio that's solid 10 watts. You might get another one that's only 5 or 6, 7 watts. Is there a big difference between 7.5 and 10 watts? No, there's not. You're not going to notice a huge difference with that. Last thing I'm going to show you today is the HF menu in this. I should have showed you this earlier, and I kind of forgot. So let's go over here to the HF menu. Disappointed that this thing will not transmit on 220, or at least not well. You could probably have a conversation with a guy standing across the parking lot from you on 220, but, you know, it's not going to get out very far. So if we hit this last button down here, if we hit this one right here, and at first I thought this was FM broadcast radio, and I think maybe you can go to that frequency in that band. But no. Now you can go in here, and I can say menu modulation, and I can choose from FM, AM, lower and upper sideband, NCW. Okay, there's no digital modulation. I was trying to listen over here earlier just to see if I could hear. This is the 20 meter FT8 frequency, and I can't hear anything at all. Now, we're just on a rubber duck antenna. I mean, there's nothing special about this antenna. We're not on the outside antenna. I might be able to hear something if I put it over there on the outside antenna, but I haven't done that. So we can go here and say, okay, that's 2 megahertz. I could say 27400 megahertz. That's channel 40 on CB. And we're on upper sideband still right now, right? If I say 27755, it's one of those rogue above the CB channel frequencies that gets used on sideband sometimes. So it'll go here and it'll listen to these, and I don't think it'll transmit. No. If you hit the transmit button, it goes back to this menu. So it's receive only on these places. And if you try to go to, this is something I noticed at first also. We go back here, let's say I'm in VFO mode right now, 27400. It will not go from the transmitting menu. It will not go to HF or shortwave from there. So you can receive only with this menu, unless there's a hack out there that I don't know about. And if so, it's probably going to be a pretty poor signal anyway. And it'll transmit from the transmit menu with 2 meters and 440, and it will, wonder if it'll transmit. I didn't think to look at this. I'm going to see if it'll transmit on 462.500, which is a GMRS frequency, or pretty close to a GMRS frequency. Let's go down here, 462. Okay, it'll go there. Let's transmit. Yep, it's transmitting there. WRFK 311. Okay, so it will transmit, because a lot of you will ask me in the comments, does it transmit? Can you hack this? Can you modify it to go to GMRS? It does GMRS out of the box. So there you go. Really clean, impressive signal on 2 meters and 440, 70 centimeters on the amateur radio bands. Full spectrum of receive for shortwave and HF. Upper, lower sideband, CW, the whole 9 yards. That's really good. Disappointed it won't transmit more power on 220. I was expecting a low power output, but not 1/100th of a watt. So at least it doesn't beep at you and say, out of band. At least it doesn't do that. So how many of you carry this radio? What do you think about it? How long have you been carrying it? And what do you think about it? Have you transmitted somewhere besides 2 meters and 70 centimeters on it? And what do you think about that? Put a comment in the comments section below. I think I said originally I got this on Amazon. I was mistaken about that. I bought the 880 on Amazon, and then since then, Radtel's been sending me radios. They sent me this one. I sent them an email saying, I'm getting a lot of comments about the 950. Will you send me one of those? And they're like, sure, and they did that. So thanks to Radtel for sending me this radio. This is one I might keep. I got rid of my 920. I didn't like it. I still have my 880. I might keep this one. Might sell the 80, or I'll probably give the 880 away. I don't know. I don't know yet, but tell me what you think. Which Radtel model do you carry, and why? Why do you carry it? What do you think about it? Put a comment in the video below. Thanks for watching. Check out these videos next, because this is what YouTube thinks you want to watch after this one, 73.